G'day there, ladies and ladians. Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Live, where we have ourselves a new deck to play with. So, let me explain what the deck is all about. So, returning is Jynx, because I feel like this little kiss up we're doing is pretty fun. You know, helps get rid of some active threats, I guess. But the main side of the show is going to be Annihilape. 150 health. Pretty decent, right? It is a stage 2, so that is a bit hard to get out, but if this Pokemon would be knocked out by damage from an attack, flip a coin. If heads, this Pokemon is not knocked out, and its remaining HP becomes 10. Hey, Dragon Sparrow, how's it going? We just started. Welcome in. So, effectively, this ability can make Annihilape immortal. Right? And then we got 2 Psychic Energy, 100 damage, put 5 damage cannons on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Pretty decent, not gonna lie. Right? To complement this, we've got Cinccino EX, which has a similar kind of ability, but a little bit different. If any damage is done to this Pokemon by attacks, flip a coin. If heads, prevent that damage. So, that's kind of in here because it's like the same kind of theme of like, potentially immortal. You know, so that's what we're going to be going with today. Now, I had some issues with my stadium, right? Because I had a stadium that prevented damage cannons from being put onto the bench, which I guess I misread, and that also affected me. But then I changed it out to stage 2 Pokemon have like 30 less health or something, or 20 less health or something, you know? Which also doesn't really benefit me. But instead, I did find Festival Grounds. So each Pokemon that has any energy attached, both yours and your opponent, recovers from all special conditions and can't be affected by special conditions. Which is huge for my deck. Because as you can imagine, right, if we're on 10 HP but we're confused or burned or poisoned, that's not going to be great. And if, you know, if we're asleep or paralyzed, then that's also not great. So, we don't really care about putting status on the opponent. The only thing that does is Jynx with the Psybolt. So, I mean, that's a kind of like a maybe, but for the most part, we don't care about status conditions, and if anything, we would want no status conditions. That way, it's more likely that we're going to be hit by a direct attack, so we can survive it, right? And Darkrai that's going around, right, has an attack where if the opponent's affected by a special condition, you can just knock it out, which would bypass this ability. So having an immunity to the status conditions really helps us out. Other than that, I'm still kind of messing around with like how much retrieval or draw power I'm getting, but this should be good to kind of start off, you know? Let's see how we go. Okay, before I did do some daily missions like over the weekend, just to kind of progress it, because like there's no reason not to. So we can collect some of these rewards and go from there, you know. You know, always helpful to get more card rewards. We can do another 6-pack if we want, or we can save up for, I don't know, some other kind of bundle. So these are all the guaranteed cards that we're getting. And we got 9 packs, so let's get into it. I did forget to do one thing. One sec. Hopefully that's fine. Alright. There might be a slight disturbance on the stream. But it should be fine. I feel like we've gotten most of the cards that we particularly care about in the set. There's another Annihilate. I don't really care for the alt arts, but you know, they're cool, I guess. And hello Starly, how's it going? Neat. Okay. This must be like a special one or something. It does seem to be... yeah, it's about the same. So I think we got like at least one of each card, maybe, in this set. Which is good, you know? Like, you want to have a bit of a build-up. So that later on when we go through a different colour, we'll have some things to build with. Neat. 380, I think that's like the highest I've seen health. Interesting. Was that 3 heat trains in a row? Probably was. Excellent. So yeah, we can save up for... I mean, I think some of that's the higher rarity versions of cards that we already have, so... I love Herson, so that's fine. You mean Heat Train? But I get ya. So yeah, like we can get... you know, we can get like another 6-pack if we want, for example. But there's like some special bundles, right? Yeah. So what's that? 6 and 1 Mega Greninja, guaranteed. What is this? A Pitch Black? Chaos Rising. Gotcha. Yeah, we can get a guaranteed Mega Gengar. We already have one, but we could get another one, you know. What's this one? Mega Kai EX Battle League Battle Deck. I feel like maybe we already have that as like part of a freebie, you know? What's this? Mega Zygarde? Falgator? So I guess there's a few different bundles here. Ember, and I'm guessing Meganium? Yep. Neat. Recommended 2026 level up to Worlds bundle. I mean, you get 3,000 craft points, which is pretty good. And then, I mean, that's not really valuable because I already have the base cards of that. It's mostly for the 3,000 craft points, which is a fair amount actually. But, oh! Build and battle token refresh bundle. So, if we go through over here, right? Build a deck with a build and battle box. Battle against other trainers, earn rewards. So this seems like a little sealed format. We got like one free attempt, I guess, for because like we're starting up the game. So I would be down to do this sometime, you know. I remember the first game I played in TCG Live, I got absolutely destroyed by a Mega Lopunny deck, which does more damage when it switches in. Yeah, I think I have seen that Lopunny. It is pretty cool. But, yeah, I feel like we can do a build and battle sometime, and that could be fun. But if I don't have anything... oh, I'll just set that as active. There we go. But if I don't have any... cards I want to build towards, I can just save up my points and then do some build and battle, stuff later. But hey, maybe I'll get inspired to build a different kind of deck. So, let's get into it and see how we go. heads. We want to go first, because best case scenario is that we Psychic Energy Mankey turn 1, next turn Rare Candy Annihilate, and then we're off to the races. We didn't get any basic. Neither did they, so that's pretty balanced. There's a Mankey Annihilate, we just need a Rare Candy. Okay. Dark and Fighting. So if we can get a Rare Candy, we're good. We're Gucci. Otherwise we can still go for a Primeape, you know? And do decent damage. Well, there's another Annihilate. Interesting. So, I'm really hoping I get a Rare Candy here. Damn. Alright. It's all gonna be about transferring damage, isn't it? Which is gonna be kind of annoying. Okay, I guess we'll search for a Primeape and an energy. Get some decent damage off. The only thing is that their deck is going to be designed around putting a bunch of damage counters, which is going to bypass our ability. Which is going to be very annoying. You know, like 2 Zonkidoris. Pheasant Deputy, because, like, why not? I guess. I guess Lycanroc has an ability as well. You didn't want to evolve? Okay. Alright. Sure you get your the script, but yeah, this is gonna be an annoying deck for us actually. Like, it takes a bit to load in, I didn't even get to see what it was. So I have to... Hilda, okay. Of course. Put 5 damage cannons on the attacking Pokemon. Yeah, so you got an entire Fawn strat, you know? What does this do? Spiky energy cards can discard part of this Pokemon? I don't even want to know. Yeah, I feel like your deck is specifically designed to counter mine. So I'm just going to surrender. Which is unfortunate, you know, because like, they got an indirect way of doing damage, and they're really like leaning into it. Like, they got a bunch of Fawn stuff, they got a bunch of damage cannon transfer stuff, you know, like, it's just gonna be painful to battle, and we definitely do not have the advantage. So I'm just gonna save us some time and, you know, surrender that battle. Like, if I think I have a pretty decent chance of turning things around, I'll, you know, stay in there. But if it seems like it's gonna be particularly rough, I'm just going to surrender and move on, you know? I would like to go first, because then hopefully we can do our Annihilate combo. So I'm wondering if I should bring in Team Rocket's Patrol, that way I could search for a Rare Candy maybe. Of course I get no basic Pokemon. That is one of the downside of a triple stage evolution line. Okay, just one mulligan. So I guess we go Cinccino. I don't need to put down Jynx, but maybe I will eventually. Like, Cinccino is still pretty decent. Of course. This is actually going to be kind of annoying, so I might need to put down Jynx. Alright, I'm going to swap into Jynx. And then go for a kiss. If you don't swap out, your Darkrai will be discarded, so... And it won't count as a knockout, so you won't get Serendipity draw. So you can attack if you like. Okay. That's one less Mega Darkrai and 2 energy that we need to worry about for now. Excellent, a Mankey. We will just put one energy onto you for now, and just go for Energize Slap. I feel like maybe we just put some energy into Cinccino at the moment because there's no Darkrai to worry about. Meanwhile, we gotta start evolving into Primeape and eventually get enough energy for Primeape. Okay. Excellent, we can search for a Annihilape for later. I feel like 80 is pretty good damage for now, and we will just go for 2 more energy. Guaranteed to get enough energy for Annihilape soon. I mean, if we put these energy into Cinccino, we can do some good damage. Like, that doesn't sound like the worst idea. It's just gonna be a bit risky. Okay, that's Pheasantipity out. Excellent. I feel like Cinccino can just pull its own weight for a moment. Boss's orders, what do you want? Okay, well, I mean, there's a chance my monkey is immortal, so... And it is. I want to do that just so that I can potentially get my stadium card. And be good. But I guess we're just kind of chilling now. So it really depends if we survive the next attack. You going for energy? Okay. Have you got a way to put a status on me? You do not. Do we survive? We do. Excellent. I like it. It's very funny. Okay, you're finally getting another Pokemon. Now, it'd be funny if we survive another attack. That would be really funny. Why is Ghastly weak to fighting, of all things? I get that it's like Dark type, but like, a lot of the Dark type, well, it's Dark type colored, but it's a Poison Ghost type, you know, right? But like, Dark type, for example, is weak to Grass, because like, I guess Bug type. Hey, we survive again! Let's go! Yeah, so... But why, of all things, is Ghastly weak to fighting type? I guess like ground against poison. Start building up my other monkeys. But you gotta admit that's kind of a stretch, right? Like, maybe you go Psychic, maybe you go... Well, Psychic would make more sense because it's Psychic in Ghost. I guess it's Fairy part of that as well, but... You could go other Dark. I guess. That's fine, because next turn I can just destroy Mega Darkrai and your Haunter. And then that'll be enough for prizes. So even if you're able to destroy this Annihilape now, I can just get the other Annihilape, attack Darkrai, destroy that, and put enough damage cannons on Haunter to destroy that as well. Take 4 prizes and win the battle. So GG, even if I don't survive this. But we survive it anyway, baby! Ooh. Now you can't put any status conditions on me. Not that it matters, because we win the battle here. $100 on you, 50 on you. Well, that ability is broken. It's pretty funny! You know, like, fun, like, theoretically, we are immortal. Under the right conditions. 50% chance of living any direct attack. Like, if it's, you know, something like a status condition, or if it's, like, transferring damage counters, then that'll bypass it. But any direct attack, where you just have a 50% chance to live. Which is why that stadium is so good, because that prevents status conditions on the Pokemon. It's crazy, I know, right? And our Cinccino also has a similar ability, where it's got a 50, like, whenever it would be attacked, like, hit by damage, it's got a 50% chance to just ignore that damage, like, completely. Which is why that previous opponent that was using the, like, the Thorns kind of stuff, and, like, damage counters and transferring stuff, retaliation, that's why that was a counter to my deck, because my ability doesn't, you know, prevent that. And so, in a perfect world, my monkeys are immortal. It's so good. We can do that a bit later. I still probably need to, like, fine-tune the ratios of, like, draw power and search engine and all that, but when it gets going, it's crazy. Heads? Alright, so yeah, if we go first, get Mankey, Psychic Energy, Rare Candy, and Annihilape, then we are off to the races. Mankey. Yeah. We can get Annihilape. The question is, can we get a Rare Candy? Looks like we're battling Greninja. Greninja's annoying because that will spread damage counters around, and that will can bypass my ability. But not on the field, like he'll only be doing bench damage. Okay, there's a Primeape. So we are guaranteed to get an Annihilape sooner or later. We may as well get one now, just kind of guarantee. Also thins out our deck, more likely to get a Rare Candy next turn. Wait, what's your special energy? Recovers from all specialty conditions, can't be affected by any status conditions. Alright, that's whatever, I guess. So not quite a Rare Candy yet. There's still a chance that they could Rare Candy Greninja, like, try and destroy Primeape, which is kind of annoying. I might just go for another Mankey. Okay, so next turn we should be good to start whacking. Don't know what the Chinese doing here as well. Search your deck for an evolution card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. Ah. Okay. That's something. I was gonna say, you better not be evolving that front Froakie. Okay, you have no more Froakies in your deck, so there's probably like one in your prize pool. Annihilape. We'll put another energy onto the other Mankey. Then go for Lillie's Determination to draw 8 cards. Just help thin out the deck, I guess. And then we're going with the Ghostly Blow. Hey, they conceded. Let's go. That's probably for the best, because I do not want to deal with Mega Greninja. That sounds like it could be a pain. So yeah, I always feel like we go for a Team Rocket Patrol. That way we could search for a Rare Candy in an emergency. Could be decent. I'm going first. Okay, well, that's fine by me. Come on. None of them. That's bad, we get to take a mulligan. Well, there's a Mankey. Okay. So, 2 cannons here for a bit of draw power. Shaman. That's fine. That's probably just bench protection. Serendipity is for draw power when we knock out a Pokemon. This isn't too bad. Nothing crazy yet. Maybe Noctowl's crazy, I don't know, but... Noctowl. If you have any Terra Pokemon play, you may search your deck files with 2 training cards, reveal them, put them into your hand. Okay. Interesting that you didn't want to go first. It seems all about evolution. Excellent, so... Okay, cool. I was gonna say, like, assuming we don't get destroyed next turn, we can set up an Annihilate on the turn after. So far, pretty decent. I'm gonna leave now. Goodbye. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I'm glad that you at least like my deck. It is pretty crazy. Okay. If we're going first, then I'm fine with Mankey up front. Monkey Dory. Okay, so Darkrai deck. So Festival Grounds will be useful because they'll prevent status conditions. Going for a Dino. Ah, okay. Interesting. And you've actually got Psychic Energy, huh? I mean, that would be kind of concerning because we are weak to Psychic. So if you get another Psychic Energy next turn, we might be screwed. I also thought that we were going first. That's my mistake, I guess. So we'll just prepare the other monkey. That way you need to boss's orders if you really want it. Like, if you weren't hitting for weakness, then we could do something, but... yeah, great. how many monkey doors do you want? That's actually really annoying. Not to mention the Pheasantipity. Like, it really does suck with the weakness. I also thought they were going first. I didn't realize I was going second. So I should have gone with Jynx. Mega Evolution EX. Mega Sharpedo, because why not? I need like a supporter card soon though. Okay. So, because you my kiss, your Pokemon is knocked out. Well, not knocked out, but discarded. Oh yeah, and I can't be affected by status conditions because of my Festival Grounds, so I'm not confused. Which helps. Really hoping you don't have an evolution there. Please don't evolve, please don't evolve. I don't even care if you do the first attack, because I got some ways to retrieve items. Move one of your bench Pokemon if you move an EX to your bench this way. Okay. So that's just a switch. I mean, you can't keep it up forever. Sooner or later, one of your Pokemon will get knocked out. Hey, Pheasantipity is actually pretty decent. That's kind of like Cinccino. Except you need a Dark Energy onto it. But, not bad. So you can choose if you want Pheasantipity to be discarded or if you want it to stick around. Come on, I need Annihilape soon. If I can get Annihilape right now, I can switch into Primeape, destroy Xylus, and deal some damage to like Monkey Dory or something. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Hilda, yes! Let's do it. Get Annihilape and an energy. Exactly 100 to destroy his wireless. And I don't think it's going to matter too much, but we'll put it on Serendipity. Excellent. Now I can start building up a new Annihilape. You get to flip the script, but between your Serendipity, your Wireless, and your Munkidori, I have limited your resources a bit. Not to mention some Dark Energy and Psychic Energy, which you do need a good balance of, so hopefully that's a win. Okay, Psychic Energy. What are you gonna do with that? Boss's orders, you want Minccino, that's fine, I can just retreat. I don't particularly care. You can't really attack this turn at the moment. Especially not with boss's orders, so I can just swap into Annihilape, attack Munkidori, hit Serendipity for good damage. All you really did was make me use up one energy. And we'll go for Cinccino. Spread some damage around. Really? Miss energy. Prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to the Pokemon this card is attached to. Ah. Neat. Let's Munkidori out. So you need to do that on Annihilape, otherwise Serendipity gonna die. And then Annihilape's got a chance to survive. If I get an energy, I can evolve into Annihilape. And destroy. Deoxys. Interesting. Okay. What are you searching for? Another Dino line? Yeah, alright. I guess you got Sharpedo as well, which is kind of scary. But you will need to attach another energy. That's not the worst. Two energy, huh? Well, not quite a psychic energy, but I guess I'll do. Yeah, that gets prevented. Still. You just really want that pheasant difficulty draw, don't you? Is in the active spot, you may attach a basic energy card and you discard part to it. That's pretty cool, not gonna lie. Okay, and I'm Psychic Energy on Annihilape, so they're both active. That's Deoxys out of here. Excellent. So now I can do some more spread damage next turn. Alright, what's it gonna be? There's a decent chance you have High Dragon Line or Psychic Energy, so that doesn't really do much for you, Sharpedo. Really going for that dark energy, huh? That's fine. Oh. Okay. Please survive, please survive. I do not. Which is unfortunate. But we can bring up our new Annihilape. Really hoping that High Dragon doesn't knock out Annihilape. I'm gonna need some luck on my side, you know? That's fine. Please survive, please survive. I do. Excellent. Here's another Mega Sharpedo. The next Pokemon I knock out will mean victory. Come on, matey. Like, look how much time they've used up compared to me, like, this is crazy. Petron, okay. If you had attached a psychic energy, dark energy, you would have been able to transfer some damage counters and destroy Annihilape. I mean, you did that, but now you're poisoned, I guess. I guess it's just for extending it. Please survive. Yes! Just the more I can survive, the better. Either way, it's a triple hit KO. But I still don't Munkidori. Please do not put any dark energy on Munkidori. I'm gonna hate it. You're really filling out your deck there, mate. I might win by deck out of this, right? Especially if you go for another greedy thing. So think carefully. What's it gonna be? Still in the game. You're so lucky I'm not running boss's orders in my deck. But I dare you to go for another greedy thing. Okay, really thinning out your deck. Have you got another Lillie's Determination to shuffle back in, or what? If you go for greedy thing here, I just win. We also only got like 30 seconds, so one way or another, I like winning this. Either by timeout, deck out, or prize card. If only it was like one Pokemon, like no Pokemon on the bench, then it would be guaranteed, you know? 2, 1, time. Greedy Fang! You went for Greedy Fang? Guess what, bucko? You lose by deck out! You lose by deck out! But I think that was timeout, so that's why it was conceded. Jeez, I mean, I got lucky for sure. Like, this entire deck kind of relies a bit on luck, but you gotta admit that it was looking pretty, like, either way for me. Excellent. So we can probably do that to get enough. So we will be doing that in a moment, but in terms of Pitch Black, what else am I really missing? I think it's just like alt art. Like holo foils and stuff, right? Which is pretty neat. So I'd probably open up some packs towards like another. What we got here? Goldeen here. Shadow Energy. So I think this is just like alt art stuff, so I don't particularly care about that. But also I've got at least one of kind of every card, which is cool here, you know? And I got a decent amount of Chaos Rising. So, what I could do is I could do some build and battle stuff. Maybe I'll make that like a next stream kind of thing. But I am thinking that we can try to upgrade our deck a bit, right? because we are missing telepathic energy. So I don't know where it is from, J. So it would have been like one of the more recent ones. If it's not pitch black, maybe it's Chaos Rising. Nope, maybe it's Perfect Order. Okay, so if we open up the 6 packs of Perfect Order, that should be helpful in getting us some telepathic energy, you know. And it doesn't hurt to open up a little bit of older sets, because, like, I'm probably going to need them anyway. So, Perfect Order, get 6 of these. And open up. Interesting. Oh! Maybe for the future if we go with another psychic deck, that could be good. Come on, we're looking for the telepathic energy here. Huh, guess I already have one of those. Neat. So we could do another. We have exactly enough. But if I'm liking the idea of the one of these is worth 600, huh? I guess I'll have to, you know, I can do another pack of 6, but I am very curious about the sealed format, you know? So I reckon we'll do that next time. So yeah, more Perfect Order. Okay, that's one telepathic energy. Excellent. Was that 3 Drapion in a row? Rocky energy. Prevent all effects or attacks these way opponent's Pokemon done to the... Oh. That's pretty good. Not bad, actually. I'm curious about that one. The energy swatter, was it? Interesting. Not bad. So now we can upgrade our deck a little bit. Because now we can put in one of these. We still keep the same kind of energy ratio, but I feel like we need to put in Petrel. And that way we can either search for another supporter card, we can search for the field spell, the stadium, sorry, or we can search for something like a Rare Candy to help evolve, so I feel like that's pretty good. Now, do we need Jynx? Probably not, but I don't know what to replace it with. Can't really think of anything. Jynx was actually pretty decent in that last one. Really reduced the opponent's resources, you know? So, now with our slight deck increase, we'll go for another round. Maybe do one or two more. And then kind of go there. Next time we will stream though, we will use that free token thing to try the sealed format. See what kind of rewards we get, what kind of sets we're pulling from, you know, like, what's the deal with that? Okay, so we're going second. So if we're going second, Jynx isn't too bad. Because then we can just kind of kiss whatever it is, if it's a big one, you know? It is Neckley. Okay. And we're dealing with really Serendipity. Not even energy, huh? I like it. So if we attach you, we now get basic Pokemon from our... Basic Psychic Pokemon! I see, I see. Okay, so maybe it's not as good in this deck in particular, but a future deck could be good. There's a Mega Lucario. Please go for Lucario, please go for Lucario. Okay, this is still fine. Because we can just kind of kiss you, because it doesn't look like you have any energy at the moment. You're definitely gonna go for some fighting energy, aren't you? Yeah. And it needs to be attached to a psychic Pokemon as well. Got it. We can put one of those down. So if you can't swap out next turn, Mankey is discarded, and then we win. So this telepathic energy would have been better in my other psychic deck. In this one, not so much. Okay, well you got Serendipity again. Okay, sure, you can do more damage if you'd like. I don't care. You are weak to fighting type, so we could... yeah, we could do that. Put another Jynx down. Just keep on kissing. Give me a smooch. Okay, so telepathic energy, not so good for my deck. Like, I mean, I guess we can still keep it in there, but it's not particularly good. You know? At least we're getting good vouchers for if we do want to craft anything for our deck. So if anyone has any suggestions about how to actually improve this deck, let me know. Like, any specific training cards or Pokemon. Like, Jynx is doing pretty good there, but maybe we replace it or like add in another Pokemon. There's no downside to this really. Unless we attach it to like Mankey or Cinccino. If we attach it to Annihilape or Jynx, then we can get other Jynx onto play. Nothing inherently bad. So if we can go first, we can potentially, with especially with Petrel, we can have a high chance of getting. Never mind. We didn't quite get it. Okie dokie. Ah. That's scary. At least we can give you a kiss next turn, so that's something. We can go for Patrol into a Pokemon Communication, Rare Candy into Annihilape. That being said, going for the stadium could be useful. I still think we go into the communication. The Poké Pad. Go for Annihilape. Rare Candy, because like, may as well, right? Go for a Kiss, so if you don't swap out next turn, then Okie Dokie is knocked out. Well, not knocked out, but discarded. So it's a sacrifice for Jynx, but you got Petrarunt. Petrarunt makes this a little bit more annoying. Petrarunt is so annoying with this, because like... yeah. Okay. I'm really gonna need that stadium, aren't I? Come on, give me that stadium. Okay, well next time I can patrol into it. I just really hope you don't Darkrai and then manage to destroy my Annihilape. Okay. Please survive, please survive. Dang it. So I don't care if you destroy Minccino, because then I can do some good damage against your other Pokemon. And just kind of hope that I can survive for a bit. Also, does this even work? Because, like, it doesn't look like... it looks like you're still poisoned. You shouldn't be poisoned. Well, now. I just gotta hope that I can survive a little bit. You know, I need my coin flips to work a bit. Serendipity. Alright. I see, it's fine, whatever. Please survive. Oh my god. You're getting very lucky that I'm not surviving. Don't really need to go for anything, but I can go for this. Should buy me a bit of time, assuming you don't find a way to knock it out, which you can because it doesn't have a energy attached. That was probably a mistake. I hate Petra Run, like, You get free retreat, basically. Yeah, alright. That was a mistake. That was my bad. But also, Festival Grounds should be... Each Pokemon has any energy attached, both yours and your opponent. Like, why didn't that work? I feel like these supporter cards, like these setting cards, are a bit iffy. Each Pokemon that has any energy attached, both yours and your opponent, recovers from all special conditions and can't be affected by special conditions. Why was your Okidogi poisoned? Why was it poisoned if this is supposed to, like, recover from all special conditions, including poisoned? Not to mention the other one, this battle cage, right? Prevent all damage counters from being placed on bench Pokemon, right? Both yours and your opponent, by effects of attacks and abilities from the opponent's Pokemon. I guess it's like a field spell that applies to both trainers, so it's like from my opponent and then from their opponent, which is okay, I guess, but like it seems very convoluted with the text. Like it should have just been like by effects of attacks and abilities. It doesn't need to be from the opponent's Pokemon. Like that does not need to be added on. I don't... Why would you add that little text? Like, that is not necessary. If it's gonna work the same way. You know? But, why doesn't this work? Because, Okidogi... That's his name, right? Monkey Cousin Deputy, Okidogi... Yeah. Why didn't Okidogi get cured of poison? Why didn't that happen? Because it had energy. This was on the field. It should have recovered from poison. Unless... No, that doesn't do anything, like it can't be cured. Does... I don't understand why that was the case. Like, it could have been that the card was bugged. It could have been something I'm not entirely aware of. But I feel like that should have prevented the poison. Right? It wouldn't have mattered because, like, you know, it was still enough damage to knock out my Pokemon and all that. But it should have done something, right? My opponent will go first. I mean, it was also unlucky that we didn't get any heads with the Annihilape, but if the opponent's going first, we got Cinccino guaranteed, which isn't, like, if I just keep pumping energy into Cinccino, it's not that bad, right? Guess I don't need to do this, but I'm doing it now. So, yeah, if I just go 30 damage to myself, whatever. Like if I keep pumping energy into Minccino and Cinccino, it can do a fair amount of damage. You know, next turn I'll be doing 80. So even if you manage to evolve that, I feel like I should be good. That's fine. Also, interesting that there was no Psychic Energy attached. I like it. Rare Candy immediately, huh? Please tell me you got at least one Psychic Energy. Okay. Rampant. Alright. Oh, that's pretty cool. Just get Rampant directly, so Chandelier is a bit more easy to put out, you know? But at least we can destroy your Rampant. That's another Mega Chandelier. Okay. You're gonna go for... Oh, alright. I guess we're doing this now. It doesn't matter how much damage you scale with, because I can potentially ignore your damage. If everything goes well. Okay. Heads, we prevent that damage. So now we need to start building up a monkey army while we can. You got 3 Mega Chandeliers. I mean, okay. Heads again, we prevent that damage. The longer we can survive, the better. No, not that one. We probably need... I mean, we are definitely not retreating, which is something. Because our retreat cost is like, now what, 4? Air balloon, okay. Like, the longer we can survive, the better. Tails. It is unfortunate, but we've got one monkey ready to go, and soon we'll be getting another one. Okay. I mean, there's always a chance that we just survive Mega Shinlua, you know? If not, then we just start building up our next monkey. Okay, what are you scared of? Minccino. You don't want another one, huh? That's fine. We can still work around this. Means that we're guaranteed to get another lot of damage in, you know. Retreat as well. I getcha. Okay. The thing is, this could go either way, really. Not even energy, huh? So now I've got 3 monkeys, which have a pretty good chance to survive for a bit, you know? Another Mega Shina there, really? I'll love to see it. What I don't love to see... And this should be fine. 100 damage to you. Sure, I don't care about your Ariados. You need 2 psychic energy to attack. I guess you're retreating. Alright, it begins. Do we survive? We do not. Well, that's 1 down. For the most part, I just need energy. I don't need to worry about another Annihilape because of the prizes. So if these 2 Annihilape go down, that's it, you know? $100 damage to you. I guess 50 damage to you. Because I'm a bit worried about like boss's orders, you know? That's fine, but if you attack, I can just destroy you with my other Annihilape. So what's it gonna be? You'd have to energy to swap, and then I can still get some good damage off, you know? So you either energy to attack, and then my other Annihilape destroys you, or you energy to retreat, which gives my Annihilape enough time to deal some damage. If you do bring out that stadium to prevent damage, I can use my own Festival Grounds to get rid of it. Okay, energy. Do you attack? If you attack, you lose. So you have to switch if you want to survive another turn. But your energy is very scarce, I believe. Given your deck. Oh, okay. At least I still have Festival Grounds, which is the main thing I need. So, your energy is scarce. But if you don't retreat then you are going to lose. So it's your choice. Do you want to attack, maybe knock out my Pokemon, or do you want to retreat? Retreat just makes it a lot longer is all. You attack! Even if you knock this guy out, which you do, my other one can just destroy your Mega Shinlu. And so that's the game. Crazy that my monkeys weren't even surviving. Cinccino was doing good effort though. Excellent. That was a pretty good showcase, I think, of the deck. Maybe there are some ways it can be improved, but I feel like that was pretty good. Oh, we get a fair amount here. We get an entire deck. Alright. That's gonna boost up our vouchers a fair bit. Oh, and a Mega Zero. Neat. It's just gonna go through the entire thing, isn't it? And we get a lot for this. Which is good, it will help us increase our vouchers. What was gravity? Oh, that could be good in my Jynx deck actually. That could actually be pretty good with Jynx. Because that'll make it a lot harder for them to retreat. Very interesting. Okay, so we'll just do the daily mission for play a match with one dark Pokemon in your deck. Oh. But we can just do that with this. We'll do a casual match, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, we get an entire deck. Like, it's pretty lucrative with the rewards that you get, you know. And Pokemon isn't particularly, like, it's not exactly expensive to craft a deck, you know. So as long as you don't really care about the alt art and the foils and gold and all that, so we could work towards building something else. I just don't know what we want to build, you know. You know what? After this battle, we can start looking at another maybe Pokemon to build around, you know? Well, we get Carvana. Yeah, so we can set up Mega Sharpedo soon. But yeah, like Gravity Stone would be pretty effective in my Jynx deck. So maybe at some point I, you know, go back into it. Okay, it's just a Reshiram, it's not N's Reshiram. So not as bad. any number of basic and put them onto your bench. Okay, what we got here? Charmander, Torchic, Meowth. Meowth doesn't trigger, it has to be from your hand. So that's kind of whatever. I'm not scared about that. Charizards. I don't know what Blaziken does. Metal Energy on Torchic? That sounds very peculiar. Alright, looks like we gonna go for Toxel. And I guess we can go for Quillfish. Hey Len, how's it going? We can go for Janine's Secret Art. How it gone? We're doing pretty good. We were testing out our new deck before. And that last match we did was actually pretty good. So if you want to like go back half an hour or something, you know, it's a pretty good battle. We're just playing with this deck so that we can get our dailies completed. You know, like we just need to have a dark Pokemon in the deck. So we're just doing a casual match to complete our daily. But we constructed a new deck. It's all about Annihilape and its ability. So its ability is like, if it would be knocked out by an attack, you flip a coin. If heads, it's on 10 health remaining instead. So under the right circumstances, it can be immortal. Right? Not to mention it has like 100 damage and then 50 damage and spread damage, you know, like on the bench. Yeah, it's pretty good. And we're battling a Mega Chandelier deck. So I feel like it's a pretty fun matchup. So why does Combusken and Blaziken need Metal Energy? Or is it just like gonna be for the colors? And I'm very curious why Metal Energy would be on the fire deck. I guess unfortunately we're gonna have to get rid of Toxicity. We'll get Sharpedo. Then we can lose Determination to Shuffle Redraw. Nice. I suggest Backtrack Badge because you could get a second chance. Is that like for any Pokemon? I think it's also for an attack, right? And this is an ability rather than an attack. So I'm not entirely sure if it would trigger. We probably don't need Toxel and a boss orders. We can. I'm not sure. Yeah, so it's an ability rather than an attack. But we can check it out after. We're just going to destroy this Reshiram. Well, only one way to find out. Yeah, by rating it. Alright, so next turn we can snipe whatever Blaziken is going to be, you know? I mean, we got Mega Darkrai in reserve, but we also got the Dusk Bell, so we can guarantee a KO on anything. I'm not scared about the Meowth, I'm just curious about what the Blaziken can do. But yeah, the match just before this one was a good one. Okay, so you get a bunch of Fire Energy, but unless Mega Blaziken's got an ability related to that, then it's kind of whatever. Okay. Okay. So, what do? You may attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. I mean, that's cool. It's not enough damage. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. Okay. It's not a Mega, huh? It's just a regular EX. Very interesting. Well, what I can do... Do you have a hefty retreat cost? I do not have that issue, so I'm going to... Yeah, I'm gonna just Dusk Bell, get rid of that Blaziken. Let's see. Wait, are you running Mega Lamp thing? Mega Chandelure? Like, the Chandelure Pokemon? I'm not. But I was battling a Mega Chandelure deck. So it's Annihilape versus Chandelure, you know? So I'm guessing there's like an Oricorio somewhere. Right? And then if you Rare Candy, you can go for Mega Charizard, do some good damage. Like, is that what we're kind of doing here? I thought you were going to make one. Nah, I mean, maybe in the future I could make one. I just got the Mega Chandelure EX deck from the Battle Pass, so I do have enough to, you know, make a deck out of it, you know? Because it gives you a bunch of cards for free. So, I can do something like that. Maybe in the future. Like, once I'm kind of done with my Annihilape deck, I'd like to maybe move on to a different color like grass or maybe fighting. I still need to look through some of the Pokemon to see what I'm interested in building, you know. We'll do another energy on you. If you do, watch out for late CX. You mean like Gladius? That's, yeah, I am aware of that one. That is kind of scary. I feel like that is mostly around to counter Chandelure, right? Yeah, I don't know how to spell it. So, Latias. So, there's Latias and Latios. Like with an O instead of an A. And, you know, one's red, one's blue. The way I remember it, like, which one's which, right? It's gonna sound a bit weird, but because females have larger hips, right? The female one, Latias, is Latias. You know, because hips, female. So that's how I remember it. But if you got your own way, then, you know, go for it. Okay, so there's a Mega Charizard. If you get an Oricorio, then you can start unloading onto that thing. I mean, we can just knock out Meowth and be fine. Because we're actually about to win. You got Mega Darkrai, times 2, ready to go, and a Mega Sharpedo on the bench. Like, I don't think we're going to lose this one. And even if you do manage to switch out, we can boss the waters back into Meowth to destroy it. So, I don't really know what I'm battling here with the Blaziken's. Like, I don't think it was that impactful. Alright, well, we can just... GG. There we go. Also, my next stream, which will probably be like later today, I'm going to try the sealed format thing. I'll showcase it in a moment. Like, tell you what it is. Oh, nice, yeah. Oh, it's a pretty cool spooper. Shadow Energy. Neat. The only cards I'm really missing from the set now are the, kind of the alt art cards and the golden cards or whatever. Like, I don't really care about that. As long as I can have it functional in my deck, I don't really care what kind of art it looks like. But obviously, the better art, the better, you know. But I bet he's got, like, at least one of every playable card. That's not, like, an alt rarity. So, build and battle. We do have one free attempt, because I think we're a new account. I need Misty, and I have them all for Pitch Black. I mean, maybe we do, maybe we are missing something like Misty. I haven't actually, like, fully checked it out. But, for the most part, we got all the cards we want. So, yeah, a build and battle box. We got one free thing, probably because like we're a new player, or maybe it's like you get one attempt for free every month or something. I don't know. I can't get it in IRL. Damn, that's rough. But yeah, I'm curious on like what this is really like. You know, like what set does it pull from? What kind of rewards do we get? You know, like I'm very curious. So. I think we'll do one of these next stream. But for now, let's look over some cards. So, this is the deck that we're running, right? If this Pokemon would be knocked out by damage from an attack, flip a coin. If heads, this Pokemon is not knocked out, and its remaining HP becomes 10. So, if we get a good enough coin flip, this guy is basically immortal. Right? In a similar vein, Cinccino EX, if any damage is done to this Pokemon by attacks, flip a coin. If heads, prevent the damage. So, this survives on 10 health, this just ignores the damage. I did it. You get packs to build, and then you can just play again, but you are stuck with them cards, I think. Let's see, how many cards do you kind of get? And, like, of what set? Like, is it from the latest set, or is it just, like, you get to choose? But yeah, they're basically immortal, if the coin flip is correct. To go with that, Festival Grounds. Each Pokemon that has any energy attached recovers from all special conditions and can't be affected by any special conditions. So, Darkrai has an attack that requires the opponent to have a special condition to just knock it out, which would bypass my ability. But this would counter that because I won't be able to be affected by a status condition. Also because Annihilape would, you know, be on 10 health remaining. If it was poisoned, it would just die regardless, you know? So this is really good for the deck. I don't think there's anything else too crazy. I do got Jynx because Jynx has been pretty effective. And for the other deck that I was running, hold up. We did get Gravity Gemstone from that Chandler deck, right? As long as this Pokemon is as long as the Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot, the retreat cost of both Pokemon is 1 energy more, which means that it's going to be harder for them to retreat from my Jynx's Kiss, you know? Which is pretty neat. And Backtrack Badge. Once during your turn, so Annihilape triggers during the opponent's turn, because like whenever it's attacked, right? I think Miss Energy subs a bit like, yeah, so that is another counter to it, but Annihilape requires 2 Psychic Energy, and I think Miss Energy is like... What is it? It's just like a colorless energy, so we can't really use it. Yeah, back to what I was talking about with the Backtrack Badge, right? Because it's only during our turn, if the opponent is attacking, right, to trigger Annihilape's ability, we won't be able to repeat that coin flip. After you flip any coins for an attack, also it's not an attack, it's an ability. And it's also not a colorless Pokemon, so no matter what, this Backtrack Badge is not going to help us out. But this is really good if we had, like, the Watchog, you know? So if we were going back to that. Which I could try. In fact, we could find some colorless Pokemon that it could be useful for. In Build and Battle, your deck is 40 instead of 60. Ah, is it still 6 prizes or is it 4? So we can look through this and see what it would be useful for. 4 prizes, interesting. I getcha. So anything that requires a coin flip could be useful for the Backtrack Badge. Like Bombardier. That wouldn't be particularly good, but it could be good. You know, it would use it. You get a reward if you play 5 matches? Ooh. Yeah, I'm down. So later on today we'll try that out. Not really seeing many coin flips. Flip a coin until you get tails. I mean, so that could be good. Maybe. But speaking of coin flips, right, I just released a short from my other TCG stream from last night. And, it was pretty funny. Dunsparce could be good. Flip a coin if heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from, and effects of attacks done to this Pokemon. So that, with the Backtrack Badge, could make Dunsparce immortal. Like, high chance of it being immortal, you know? Like, only a 25% chance that it would be vulnerable to attack. You know? It would take a long time to destroy anything, but could be something. I would like the Dunsparce at some point, because it does seem pretty good draw power. I have to go. I really hope you win, and then that goes well. Bye. P.S. I might come back later. Yep, all good. Have a good one. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the colorless Pokemon. It's something that we'll just kind of see every now and then. So, what color Pokemon do I want to build? I do like myself some grass decks, and if Darkrai is going to be around, then a grass deck could be the way, you know? Alright, so let's start looking through. Oh, that's a guaranteed knockout if we can discard basic grass energy. If we can build around that, which does sound a bit of a pain because it is a stage 2 Pokemon. We need 1 energy attached to it, then we need 6 in hand. So we will need a good way to replenish energy. Vulnerable to hand destruction, like a Judge. You know? I have seen Mega Venusaur and Mega Meganium, which do seem to be a pretty good combo. I mean, that's pretty good. 60 for each hands. If at least 2 of them has, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. That's pretty good. That's actually really good. Very tempted. I'll just get myself a drink and then we'll continue on. One moment. Okay. I'm back. Alright, let's see. So we ain't bad. Oh, it's not even a Mega. Gotcha. That's not bad. Energy acceleration or decent damage. Depending. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry about that. Drank incorrectly. Ugh. hate it when that happens. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, this crystal would be really good. Yeah, sleeping poison. Not bad. Okay. Outside that battlefield, I'm not seeing anything just yet. Hey. Come on, there's gotta be something good here. That's not bad. Okay, so 1 energy, 30 damage. If heads, active is now paralyzed and poison, which is a pretty good combo. If tails, is confused, also pretty good. You know, it's guaranteed something. And for 1 energy, 1 evolution, not that bad, you know. Okay, so that would be like a bunch of like judge varied cards. Like where we both shuffle draw 4. Outside of that, the ability's not particularly great, but could be good. Something like that. With it, that could be useful. That is 2 stage 2 Pokemon. That's kind of funny. That's not bad. You know, confuse and poison, pretty good combo. Not to mention retreat. I don't really care about Team Rocket cards. I see. So the only Pokemon here that I was interested in was Trussel. That seems good. Did I ever go past it? Yeah, Butterfree. Because that seems pretty good. Only thing that really counters it is like evolution, but that's not too bad, you know. So Caterpie, I mean, yeah, Butterfree with Caterpie, you know. It was Lilligant, so that's down here, because that's pretty good as well. I don't think anything else was particularly interesting to me. Like, not particularly worth playing for me, you know? So, let's move on to a different colour. Maybe instead of grass we try... water? Or metal? Let's see what's water up to, you know? Like, we could try like some kind of fossil thing, but I don't know if fossils are particularly good. I guess we can look at it. Maybe not. Oh, that's pretty cool. Two energy guaranteed, like energy removal. That's not bad, and it's colorless energy as well. So we can put that in any deck. It is only the opponent's active Pokemon, but that's still kind of annoying, you know? Oh. That's pretty cool. That's not bad. Yeah, the Frogadier Greninja. I'm not really gonna go with that. I'm not really seeing anything exciting here. That's pretty cool. Pun intended. There's nothing particularly interesting here though. I mean, that's pretty good. Not gonna lie, like, 1 energy, 1 evolution, 50 for each card in your opponent's hand. That is pretty good. So assuming you use something like Judge, right, that'll be 4 cards in hand, so that'll be 200 damage for 1 energy. Pretty decent. Mega Frostless might be the best here. Like, it is pretty energy efficient and evolution efficient, you know, and that's what I really like about a Pokemon. 50 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon? Not bad. Okay, so actually you has any damage cannons and this tank does 200 more damage. So that's 400 damage. We're seeing that the highest, I mean you got 370. But the highest we're seeing is 380, so as long as they have a damage cannon on it, right, we'll be doing 400 damage. So they need to have like over 410 health to survive. So if we go with a Mega Feraligatr deck and do a bunch of like a little bit of spread damage, maybe something like Monkey Dory to transfer some damage or something. That could be something. But it is pretty expensive in terms of energy and evolutions. You know, it's a stage 2, free energy, conditional 400 damage. Mega Frostless though does intrigue me. 310 health, so pretty decent health. 1 evolution, 1 energy as well, and then 50 for each card in hand, so depending on their hand, that could be insane. Especially with like Pokemon like Serendipity going around, where they can draw 3 cards after a knockout. That makes Mega Frostless pretty effective, right? Okay, so that's another option. Let's check out Metal. What's Metal up to? Not bad for a shield on. Yeah, unfortunately for a fossil, it needs to be really busted in order to be worthwhile, you know? Wait. Ah, okay. All Pokemon, not just that Pokemon. Bench the active spot. You may use this ability, move any amount of mental energy from your other Pokemon to this Pokemon. That's not bad. Discard a special energy. I mean, I guess there's a few of them going around. Probably not worth it though. I do like those kind of effects where it discards their energy, you know? Oh right, Drownon's a basic and can evolve from basic Pokemon. Oh. Okay. Well, I'll start like Mega Darkrai, I'll start. Well, that's kind of annoying nowadays. I don't know, but that's decent. No. Okay, that's pretty cool. Having an Aegislash deck would also be great if we could have more than just 4 of them, you know? Neat. Oh, that's pretty cool. So, 8 damage for each prize card you have taken. So if we can destroy one Pokemon, does 8 damage. If we destroy, if we take like 4 prizes, that's 240? No, that's 320. Yeah. It's pretty good. I mean, it's like near the end of it, it's like kind of one-shotting. Like, if we're down to 5 prizes, if we've taken 5 prizes, right, that's 5 times 8, so that's 400. That's gonna one-shot anything. So that's a pretty good late game Pokemon there. That is interesting. For a one prize Pokemon, you know, near the start of the game, it can deal 240 damage, which knocks out most Pokemon that aren't an EX. Well, that aren't an evolved EX. Because I think even something like, yeah, Pheasant Deputy's like 210, Meowth's like 170. So if we're able to get this going, like, pretty early on, then that can be good damage. You know, that can, I think, destroy Petrant. Not to mention, it's got 200 health, so it's not exactly easy to get knocked out either. Not bad, it's just very conditional with the attack. Right, I forgot I can give it. Do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon for each prize card your opponent has taken. There you go. Huh. That is pretty useful. Because once we get that going, right, it's going to be really hard for the opponent to deal with. Immune to Darkrai's knockout attack. Just anything that's not damage will be ineffective, and any damage that would be effective would be reduced by 60. With 320 health, that's pretty good. That might be worthwhile. I mean, that's also pretty good. I mean, that's pretty neat. 60 less damage for each energy intensity opponent's active Pokemon. Oh. Okay, so Steelix and Empoleon and Registeel are probably the most interesting out of the set. We might just do one more and then we'll call it there for today, you know? Or for now, rather. So we could do Fire, Lightning, Fighting, Dark, or Dragon. Let's look at Dragon. What can it kind of do? Wow, there's not much Dragon, huh? Interesting. Okay, maybe we'll just look at lightning. See if there's anything worthwhile playing around here. Because I'm now tempted to build a Frostlass deck, you know? Voltaic energy, so that's a special one. Got it. Yeah, nothing particularly interesting. Yeah, nothing particularly interesting at the moment. May have up to 2 Pokemon tool cards attached. Oh, that's pretty cool. I see. So, a Rotom deck would be all about Pokemon tools, huh? That could be fun. Voltorb EX? Like, shouldn't that be on an Electrode or something? Like, why is Basic Voltorb an EX? Neat. So, nothing particularly interesting from Electric. So, like, Rotom's pretty funny. Like, a Rotom deck could be neat. Especially with, like, depending on the Pokemon tools, you know? But nothing particularly interesting. So, I'm kind of interested to build either a Mega Frostlass, which is down here somewhere. There's Starmie. Starmie was pretty good. Mega Frostless looks pretty good. You know, 1 energy, 1 evolution, and 50 for each card in the opponent's hand. Especially with Serendipity going around, and they get free energy after knockout. This can kind of one-shot a lot of things. Especially if you go like Judge to make sure that they have at least 4 cards. That's 200 damage for 1 energy. Pretty good. Alternatively, Mega Starmie EX was also pretty decent. 1 energy, 120 damage, 50 damage to the bench. Which isn't bad. That's like pretty effective. 1 energy, 1 evolution. You know. This would also kind of one-shot anything that has a damage counter on it. So if we're able to get a good way to transfer some damage counters over, or to just do a little bit of spread damage, we can be fine. I think it was like Ends of Vanillish that had something like that. Although Frostmoth is also pretty decent for that. 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. So a little bit of spread damage, giving up for Alligator to destroy. Well, unfortunately, we can't. Wait, could we? I was gonna say we can't just have Snorunt in the deck, right? Because the opponent will just mulligan a couple times. But if we want the opponent to have a lot of cards in hand, then maybe we only run Snorunt and Mega Frostless for the Pokemon, and then the rest of it are just kind of training cards. Could that work? You know, your opponent can choose how many cards they want to draw after the mulligan, but you know, could be pretty good. Because it does mean that we're guaranteed to start with this every single time. Like the Snorunt Traveler. So then if we're able to quickly search out the Mega, we can do a lot of damage quickly. That could be something we try. Just only Snorunt and Mega Frostless. And then we just have a bunch of training cards for searching, and you know, shuffle redraw, you know, we do a lot of cards like that, and it could work. You know? So now I'm kind of tempted to try that. It would be kind of ineffective, in a way, but it would be hella funny. We won't even need that much energy either. We can go pretty hard on the training cards, you know? So, what set are you from? You would have to be one of the recent ones, so let's try Perfect Order. Nope. Are you from this set? Yes. So if we get just 4 Snorunt, 4 Mega Frostless, I don't think we get any Lillie, but we're guaranteed to have Snorunt in an active spot every single time. The opponent may get a bunch of mulligan, but we're guaranteed to have it, right? Then we just quickly search out for an evolution, deal a bunch of damage immediately, and then just go from there. It does mean that the opponent does have a lot of cards in hand, and so can probably do the majority of their combo, but it could be pretty funny. You know, we just got a bunch of training cards to help out. How does that sound? Because if they're drawing say 7 cards, right? Then we're guaranteed to destroy anything. Especially if we go first, then we can hopefully evolve ASAP, 1 energy, and we're good, you know? Very low energy, very low Pokemon. It could work. It'd be funny. Alright, well, that's gonna do it for today, I think. Well, for now. Later on, we'll be doing one of these build and battle boxes to see what it's like. But yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.